Sour versus sweet gas. I was reading a book on this written back in the 50s, and they're talking about how in order to figure out, sour versus sweet, that actually would taste the gas, which I thought was crazy, but they obviously learned a thing or two about it. So in today's standards, like what are we talking about?
Man, that's a very high risk activity right there. Like
It's
if it's really
uninsurable.
sour, you only get to do it once. Really, when we talk about sour, what they're talking about is H2S, which is hydrogen sulfide. It's a gas. You've got these bacteria down a hole that can kick it out. It's also sometimes it's present just naturally in your formation. Like it's already been created down a hole, and so whenever you're drilling it or flowing it back, you'll get that coming up to surface. That's measured in parts per million. I've always been told I've never actually had to work on a H2S location, but when you go out there, I mean everybody's clean shaven. They've got respirators and PPE and everything ready so that if the stuff starts coming up, they can shut the well in, but also kind of protect themselves. The issue with that is a lot of times if you smell it, it's already too late. So it's extremely hazardous. The biggest, I would say, probably the most common place that people will see it is actually on producing wells, and that's because during your frac, you're putting a lot of water down there. You're introducing a lot of bacteria and everything through that process, especially if you're pumping out of a river or a pond for your frac water, and so that gets down there. It finds a energy source to eat on, and it starts creating H2S down there in your formation. Once that comes up to surface, you've got to treat it out because it's extremely corrosive. It's bad for your pipe. Pipelines will test for it, and if you start getting above, I can't remember what it is,
Yeah, yeah.
but if your parts per million gets too high, then you've got to treat it with like an amine tower, or there's tons of different ways you can get rid of it, but all of them are expensive. And so you couple that with the risk to personnel and everything, and damage to the well itself, and it's definitely not something that you want on your wells.